Dezmon Landers here, your startup advisor and partner in entrepreneurship. In this video, we're going to talk about why business equity is better than home equity. The first thing we must understand about equity, first of all, is what it is. Equity is an ownership stake or an ownership position in something, right? So you could have an ownership position in a home, for example. That's home equity. Or you could have ownership position in a company through stocks. That's a piece of equity. But you could also have ownership in a business and have a larger percentage of ownership from an equity standpoint or a stock standpoint in a smaller business. So equity is a position of ownership that allows you and gives you some type of control. So that's number one. The challenge I'm seeing in the marketplace is that so many people are focused on aligning everything in their life with getting a home and not a business. And I don't understand that. Everyone I talk to is trying to, save up their money, get their credit in order so that they can make this big financial outlay in the terms of a down payment on a house. It doesn't make any sense to me because even though I do understand that a lot of people have this emotional connection to a home and, they saw their parents do it and it's sold to us on television, I don't think a lot of people understand what we're really getting ourselves into. Number one, we're getting ourselves into one of the longest contracts we're ever going to sign in our life, a 30-year mortgage. You know what mortgage means? It means death contract. That's what it means. The Latin and Greek meaning, look up mortgage and look at gauge, and you'll see exactly what that means. You're signing a death contract. Now, look, I probably will sign one myself too, but I will sign one, and I'm positive about this because I'm already there. I will sign one after I have significant business equity ownership stakes in different businesses that are generating revenue and profits. Then I just may sign my life away to someone for a mortgage. So I'm not against it. I'm against the order in which it happens. And I'm trying to enlighten you that, hey, getting into a house may not be the best decision. You got the huge capital outlay up front. Number two is going to be the longest contract you ever sign in your life. Number three, no one ever promotes to you the unexpected expenses when your appliances goes out, your dishwasher goes out, you got to repair your roof. Now you got one of two things happening. Either you have this big financial unexpected outlay to a plumber, electrician, or a contractor to come fix your house, or you're going to have to pay a little bit of a deductible if you have a homeowner's insurance policy. And I hear a lot of those policies are almost like powertrain warranties with cars. They cover like core stuff, but they don't cover a lot of the items that actually are broken. So you're still going to be financially responsible for that. And if you don't do any of that, and if you're, hey, I'm going to do it myself and I'm a fixer-upper, then you're going to spend your whole life at Lowe's and Home Depot. None of that sounds good to me. So my question to you is why, if you're just searching for equity, I'm going to tell you what you can expect to get in the terms of equity with a house outside of just being able to have 4 walls or 16 or however many walls your house has to protect you. I'm going to tell you what you're going to get with a house. I'm going to tell you what you're going to get with business equity. With a house, you're going to get a potential opportunity to essentially borrow against the loan that you've taken. You're taking your equity position, right? Whatever that equity stake is, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $5,000, whatever it is, you would be able to borrow a percentage of that. And here's what makes up home equity. The value of the market at that time that you're applying for the loan versus what the remaining balance is on the loan. Whatever the difference is your equity position. Now, you may say, well, if anything unexpected comes up, I can just get a HELOC, right? Which is a home equity line of credit, and I can borrow against that. Number one, that's if the bank lets you do that, because I've never seen a contract that said the bank is forced to give you that loan. It's always subject to your credit score and the risk they have to take and the time in the marketplace and the value of your property, right? So don't forget that. Number one, you got to get approved. Number two, it is a loan. It's money you have to pay back. Haven't you been paying on this house the whole time? Why you got to pay the money back? Now, I know it's deeper than that, but just to get your mind rolling, like, why are you paying again, right? You're taking out your own money, technically, to give it back with interest. Doesn't make any sense to me, but okay. The third thing is let's hope that it's the amount of money that you get approved for the amount of money that you actually need for whatever you're doing. The fourth thing is, you're relying on someone else to dictate what you should get. See, I'm all about economic independence, not economic dependence. People think they're so independent going into a home. No, you're still waiting on a banker and an underwriter to say, hey, you know what? I know you've been in this house for 20 years. I think you deserve $10,000. What do you mean you think I deserve that? It's my house. Don't tell me nothing I deserve. Give me my money and let me go do what I need to do in my life. See, it doesn't work like that with a house though. So here's a couple reasons why business equity is better. Again, business equity or equity of any type is an ownership position, hopefully in an asset and not a liability, but it's an ownership position that you own, control, can wield, move around, do whatever you want to do in something. 3 reasons why. Number one, you can control the business equity. You can determine whether it grows or decreases based on what you do in the business. It's like stocks. The better a business performs, the better the stock market will reflect the confidence in the business's future, right? Equity is the same way, except for you don't have all these people in a random public marketplace voting. Over time, if you increase the sales of your business, then the value in the marketplace is going to go up because businesses are bought at multiples of profits. Larger the profits, larger the multiple in the future payout, right? So number one, you can control the growth of the business. Number two is that you can actually have the business pay you back every month. If you start your own business, you can draw this in the form of an owner distribution or a salary if you treat yourself like an employee. If you plug into somebody else's business, you need to make sure you work a deal where you're getting a distribution every single month so that the asset pays you versus in a house, you pay it, right? We're trying to build inflow, not outflow. Number three, you can actually sell your equity position in your business to someone else. You can literally say, hey, you like this business? Okay, I own 25% of it and the business is worth $300K. That means you give me $75,000. And you legitimately have a shot to get that done. Now, here's the difference. You're still depending on another party, right? But in this situation, if you get that deal done, which it could be a very high likelihood that you do, then when you get that money, all you have to do is pay your taxes and that money is yours to do whatever you want with. You don't have to pay the money back because you've been earning the money the whole way, right? So control, being able to get monthly income, at least quarterly or even annual income, but some inflow, and then being able to sell it outright. Those are the benefits of having business equity over home equity. Don't fool yourself into thinking that the home is the right thing. It's not the right thing for everybody. And I would argue for most people that have not put a business and savings away prior to getting a home, it may not be the right path for you because what's going to do, it's going to get you off track. It's going to take up a lot of your time, a lot of your free time. Look, you're already working 60, 70 hours a week. The other, you got to sleep at some point. And what's the margin? You got to be able to fit friends, family, church, any social activities. But a large portion is going to be sunk in to you being Mr. Handyman or Mrs. Fixer-Up Woman. Or you do that or you call somebody, right? But either way, there's a cost of time. There's a cost of money. Look, my name is Dezmon Landers. I am an advocate for economic independence and owning a home is really creating more dependence than you actually think. Owning a business and being able to evaluate and understanding the terms. Look, you should look at a business the same way you should look at a home. See, when you go and buy a home, you're all into it. You say, oh, well, there's a crack there, so I want to get $500 off. Or, oh, there's asbestos in the ceiling, so I can't move in here. You should be able to look at a business like that. Look, if the business has negative cash flow, don't get involved. Or if the business, can't acquire customers fast enough, don't get involved. But if the business has broken even, has got to a level of profitability, has a big enough market, you should be able to have the same knowledge that you have about that little old piece of real estate that you will for a business. But the problem is you're not training your mind right now. And this is why you're losing. This is why we're losing. Generations of people are losing because we're not training our mind on things that just take a little bit more thought, like business ownership and how businesses operate and understanding infrastructure, acquisition, management, and exit, and the different terms and the business functions. But you will definitely spend 5-10 days straight understanding every aspect of a real estate deal. Doesn't make any sense to me. Look, if you want to be economically independent, you'll start a business first or you'll buy into a small business that's growing first, get the inflows in, you take the inflows in, and then if you want to sign a death contract, right, like I may sign later. I hate to say it like that, but look it up. That's the definition. 30-year mortgage, house, emotional tie, do it. But do it in that order. Secure your income first and not through a job, and then go put it into a home. My name is Dezmon Landers, your startup advisor and partner in entrepreneurship. Thank you so much for watching this video on why business equity is better than home equity. Talk to you soon.